Recently discovered affair. Can the relationship recover? Have been in a relationship with my partner, 43M, for 18 years. I, 43F, suspected an affair or casual flirting a few months back. I was devastated at the actual truth of what was happening behind my back all along. D-Day came a few weeks back. He's been having an affair with an old high school friend who lives states away. It's been going on for a year and a half with many visits in between. Flights, hotels, date nights, lies, betrayal. The lengths they went to pursue one another is just soul-crushing. At the end of the day, I'm hopeful our relationship can come out the other side. He admitted to the affair immediately after I confronted him. I was met with remorse, an honest and true apology, an admission of how horrible he has felt for so long. I concluded that he was in a state of limerence and the affair with the AP wasn't true love as he had thought. We talked about our options moving forward and it was decided he would end the affair and continue our relationship with work and effort of repair. He has an 18-year-old daughter who I've helped raise and are a definite mother figure too. We have a great relationship, always have been as I've been in her life since birth. It's been a month since D-Day, and I'm noticing he's still in communication with his AP. I check our phone records, damn straight I do. I told him I understood that he had true feelings for the other woman and could respect it may take some time to be completely over. But now I'm peace. Now I want to message her and ask her just what in the actual she thinks she's doing. I know that won't solve anything, so I truly won't. But how long should this go on? I believe in no contact, he apparently does not. I will say, the messages have significantly decreased and no more phone calls, but still. Be done already. Am I fooling myself? I love him so much, even still. He's a good person that made a horrible decision. Those that have had an AP, how long did it take you to end it? What did your partner do for you that made it easier to end? I doubt my badgering about it is helping, but I'm just so freaking peace and sad. And all the things. But I see the light down the road and truly believe we can get there. Just hating this crisis mode we are in. When does it end? Thanks for listening. Story 2. I recently learned my wife cheated on me in the early months of our relationship with her ex. Well, it sucks to be here, but here it goes. My wife and I have been married for 4 years. We started dating 2.5 years before we got married. A couple months ago, I felt the need to ask my wife if she'd ever cheated on me before. I was specific in clarifying that I meant have you ever, including when we were dating. She hesitated for a moment before insisting that she had not. Over the next few weeks I couldn't shake the hesitation, so I asked again one night and she broke down and began admitting that she had cheated on me with her ex. Apparently, 3 months into our relationship she spent a night at his apartment. A short time after that they had dinner at her apartment and discussed the possibility of getting back together, but it turned into an argument and he left. A couple months later from there, she moved in with me in a town an hour away, and at some point while living with me she met her ex in a parking lot where she says she cried and they talked and kissed, but nothing more. This was easily 7 to 8 months into our relationship. Then about a year into our relationship she sent him a picture with her shirt up. This picture I actually found on her phone back then, but she insisted that it wasn't sent to anyone. I knew better, but we moved past it. Fast forward 5 years later and I'm just now learning about all this. So, I obviously wanted to know all the details about their communication, and conveniently she can't remember a lot of it, but she says that the day before we got married she texted all of her exes to inform them that she was getting married. WTF? Then, about a year into our marriage her ex texted her and they had a nice little catch-up conversation where she shared a picture of her recently colored hair as well as our dog which she got when she was dating him. I've never had any suspicion of her being unfaithful in any way besides when I first found that photo. I'm so hurt and so angry. I have no idea how to move forward. It feels silly to consider divorce for something that happened so long ago, but it happened during what I consider to be the foundation of our relationship, and it feels like all the happiness we share today is predicated on a lie. If I knew any of this before we got married, I would not have married her. I am desperate for some advice from someone with a similar experience, as this is not the same as an affair that happened during marriage or recent cheating. Ick. I just need help. Edit, you've all really reshaped my frame of mind with your comments. Until now, I've only talked to my wife and my therapist about this. I feel like I have more strength and guidance. Thank you all. Now look at some of the comments. Sorry to hear about what your wife has done, OP. That's 5 YRS of trust thrown away for nothing. I hope what she did with her ex was worth it, because there is nothing that hurts more than finding out that the one who is supposed to love you with all of her heart chose you second and lied to your face about it. Good luck with everything. Well, first, you definitely don't have to jump to divorce right away, but you also shouldn't believe that this is no big thing and that you should get over it. This happened years ago for your wife, but it's just hitting you and it's devastating. What is her reaction to this? That's a big concern to me. Does she understand this betrayal, or does she view it as no big deal because it was so long ago and you weren't yet married? That will tell you a lot about her regret versus remorse. And BTW, her texting all of her ex-BFS the day before your wedding is FK bonkers, dude. Like, who is even thinking like that before their wedding day? Absolutely bizarre. She is extremely remorseful. If she wasn't, I wouldn't be here talking to you all, I would be divorced. And that's FK bonkers is verbatim what I said when she told me that. I can't even comprehend the thought process behind something like that. Yeah, I would recommend a complete timeline from her in therapy, because as you said, this can taint your view of the early relationship. Were you the backup guy when her ex didn't work out? She moved with you and still met with him? That's pining for him and really FK up. A therapist can help you work through that and your feelings on it, because if you let it fester, you will absolutely grow to resent her. And probably rightfully so, but that doesn't help your marriage. Do you feel like time apart would help you think through what you want and need? Some people feel a short separation can help them view things clearly without a distraction, but others feel like it's terrible because they're away from their partner. It's all up to what feels comfortable for you. My worst days are when she works, because she works 10 and 12-hour shifts and I'm just home alone. She's at work now and here I am on Reddit just depressed as FK. I've worked so hard to get a timeline that I think I have it nailed down. Just can't shake the feeling that there's more. What's the ex doing now? Has she been in contact with him recently? I know it sucks, man. It really seems to me from what you've written that you are more of a plan B. You're Mr. Safe guy. Like you said, if you knew this before you married her, there would have been no wedding. I would consult a lawyer as a precaution and get some counseling. Unfortunately, I don't think you will ever see your wife in the same light again. So I actually started therapy Wednesday. After 3 months of learning this and still just being incredibly angry, I realized that I need professional help if I want to move on from it, regardless of which direction moving on is. I agree. I will never look at her the same. I've told her that. Supposedly only one conversation in the last 4 years, which was the catch-up conversation via text that she said was strictly catching up. But of course I have doubts about the truth in that. If you dare to want to continue this madness and marriage of convenience, you must take immediate steps to protect yourself. Lawyer up and have him/her compose a punitive post-nuptial agreement setting forth the principles and penalties for any further violations of the marriage contract. She has already been unfaithful and untrustworthy to you and your marriage. Without this post-nuptial agreement, you will never be able to fully trust her again. The sad truth of the matter is that you are her plan B and she will probably cheat on you again. Better to get through this unpleasant matter now rather than later, when you might have children and other larger assets to consider. If she refuses to support putting the postnuptial in place, you have your answer and should begin with the divorce proceedings.